All right, I can't wait any longer. I was trying to hold out. Hey, folks, Lester here. I was trying to hold out until Jamie got here, and she's running late again. This is the funniest comment, though. I love you two. I think I broke my hand. Hold on. I'm not laughing about that. I'm not laughing about that, microchip 002. I love you two. I think I broke my hand and waiting till after the show to go to the ER because I can't miss this. Here comes Jamie now. Hey, babe. I just got it started. Look at that comment on there.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the cutest thing?
What are you
I
wearing?
love that. What's wrong?
I'll be right back.
What's wrong?
We look like a Christmas ornament.
A Christmas ornament.
You put a jacket on. You didn't have that on earlier.
So supposedly Jamie doesn't like our ensemble because she says that we look like a Christmas ornament. I don't get it. What did I do wrong? Why am I in trouble? I'm the red rapper. Thank you. Does she not know that I am the red rapper? It was me and Jay shooting ball on a basketball court down off the street called Little York. There came some brothers from the other side. They want to play. I shoot the do or die. It was a long shot, and I shot wide. I'm sorry, guys. James, oh my God, that was a quick change of route. Have y'all seen those folks who can like in the midst of a dance move, do some kind of spin around and then their whole ensemble changes? You know what I'm talking about?
I had a plan B just in case. Like earlier, I tried this on, and I went with green because you were wearing black, and black didn't go with blue. And
I'm still wearing black, but I walked outside because I thought we could do it outdoors since the time change, and now it's daylight a little bit longer,
which is fabulous.
And but the problem is, it's a little bit cold out here, and I don't know why I made me a cold drink. And Christmas, we're not gonna be able to love you right now. We're not loving you right now, Christmas. Even though I will love her just to watch her neck do that stupid thing that she does with her neck. Oh, Jamie, she just loves me so much. Sweetie, I love you so much too. Like, but this is supposed to be about Mama right now.
No, it's not about me.
It's supposed to be about Christmas. Mama.
It can be absolutely about Christmas.
It's not about Christmas right now, even though we are wearing red and green.
Not anymore, we're not.
Christmas really, really loved that. She loves her daddy, y'all. Oh, girlfriend. Okay, I got to put you down now. I'm working. Hey, I'm working. Believe it or not, this is my work, okay? This is Daddy's work. How many of y'all, when you were working from home during COVID, you had to somehow find a way to work around your kids, your grandkids, your pets? And so that's the whole thing about it. I think that people who did Zooms should have understood that you can't leave someone in the house but not expect dogs to bark, the mailman to knock, your kids or your grandkids or your husband or your partner to walk through the house.
So there was like a grace period, but now that like the world is like back to normal, now I think it's more frowned upon than before. So like when you scream throughout the house, Jamie, and I'm on Zoom, I'm just like,
Lester, yes, that is the funniest thing that you do. The swinging clips always crack me up. I'm dying. Thank you, Shannon Lewis. No, for some reason, Christmas loves to get on that swing with me, but she gets so excited. And when she gets excited, her little neck goes.
She did in the rocking chair the other day, too.
Can I stop now? Because this kind of hurts.
I can't even look. I can't. I cannot with you.
Thank you for loving Christmas and for putting up with us. Christmas loves her daddy. What's this over here say? What's this we, Lester? Only you are in trouble, sir. Shantae, I don't know what I did wrong. I wore a red because it's cold. It's not freezing cold. It's just, I could go change. No one asked you to change. I could have went and changed. You could have told me, Lester, go change.
It was because it would have taken you much longer.
Where is the rest of the girl gang? Oh my God! Don't even start. They're all here. They're like
They're all
around
around us.
us.
All that
They're
heavy breathing is not Lester and I promise you.
No, we don't do that. What's this over here say? There's a freeze warning tonight here in Georgia, and then Thursday a high of 78. Go figure. So what point did Georgia take on Texas weather?
Right.
Because that's how we were. It was 91 degrees one day last week. 91 degrees Fahrenheit, Brenda. 91 degrees. And it was the end of February, the 1st of March. And I'm thinking 91 degrees and it was hot. We are all just like dressing. You wake up in the morning and it's kind of chilly. So you put on your hoodie, you put on your long pants, your boots, your socks, and you go about your day. And by noon, you're stripped down to wishing you had worn shorts.
Funny story about stripping down. I'm going to tell a story that's probably going to embarrass you. I walked into, so this morning
Nothing embarrasses me, first of all. You do know that. It was 40
degrees outside, so it was chilly. And we glamped last night, which was fun and kind of a little bit of it feels like a getaway. You don't get there till like 11 p.m. at night and still leave at 7 a.m., but it still feels like a little bit of a getaway. And it was chilly, so he layers up with stuff to go out and do the Longhorn thing, and I pee-patted it from the camper. After we got home, we both started working and doing things, and I went into the bedroom to use the restroom, and there is a trail of Lester on the floor, and it starts with socks, then it's a jacket, then long pants, and then here's his like shorts drawer wide open there, where I guess you tried on like several pairs of shorts until you found the camo shorts.
I had to find the right shorts.
Yeah, Lester was here.
If okay, so look at those dogs and all of
Hey! I just planted that.
Jamie worked so hard today on all of this. She worked so darn hard, and our porch looks amazing. It does look so good over there. But I look over and I see Christmas and Stella both walking like through
digging. Like they love when new dirt is down. They're like, "Oh, is this for me?" Like.
I think the most embarrassing, that doesn't embarrass me at all. That didn't
embarrass you?
No, because that's what every man does. And probably most women, even though women won't admit it, I bet you have clothes hanging on your treadmill. If you have clothes hanging on your treadmill, please raise your hand.
But those aren't dirty.
No, but people, they don't always put things where they belong, is what I'm trying to say. And if you have a hamper of, not a hamper, but clean clothes in the basket on the sofa, or clean clothes
that.
We all do that, y'all. But I think that what's more embarrassing is what you told me I've done the last couple of nights. And I hate to do it right here on camera, but I'm just going to pretend this is me at night while I sleep. Okay. So I have one arm under a pillow under her head, but throughout the night I turn, and I don't know why I've been doing this. But lately, is this going to mess your makeup up? Lately, I've been doing this.
In the middle of the night, I wake up and he's like reading Braille on my face.
And she'll wake me up and tell me to stop touching her face. And I don't even know why I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm doing. What are you making that face at me for?
Because it's the last couple nights, it's like a rollover, and it's like.
She thought I was being sweet at first.
Like this is like a little rub here like this. And then it's like this.
Next thing you know.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm fish hooking her. She does. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening or why I'm doing it.
I don't know what he's doing either. But I'm like, it's still me. And been me for like, I don't know, 6 years.
6 years.
6 years nonstop. Not sure who you expected, but it's still me.
No, it's not that. I don't know what I'm doing. It must be something in my sleep. And so everyone knows that I take a nighttime concoction, and you can't really blame me because it's not really me. It's maybe me, but it's not me. It's not the Lester that we all know. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think everyone knows you at nighttime by now. I told him today, I was like, do you remember touching my face last night? Because I haven't brought it up. And he's like, no.
I'm not. Someone says I'm dreaming about hurting you. I'm not dreaming about hurting anybody. I'm
very gentle.
I'm not a hurtful person.
It's very gentle.
Someone says it might be Gary. Careful. It might be Gary. They don't mean little Gary. They mean Gary from inside this shop here in front of us here, Gary.
I did see a lot of people don't put their laundry on the floor, dirty laundry on the floor. I also don't put my dirty laundry on the floor. So.
Where do you put the dirty laundry
in the
then?
hamper.
It eventually gets there, but sometimes when I'm rushed, there's no time for the hamper.
Okay, well, I guess thanks for this.
That actually feels pretty good. If you ever
I'm
want
just gonna keep on.
if you ever want to wake up at night and rub my face, by all means, just rub it the right way. Rub it downward. Rub it downward. Don't rub it upward.
You don't rub it downward. You give it the full on like. What am I working? Like clay molding.
I'm like trying to sculpt.
Yes.
I'm trying to sculpt a new.
Yes, and I'm like, I wake up thinking like, is he like is he choking? Is he trying to tell me that he's choking? Like, is this a symbol of some sort?
Babies, girls, even the dog. Christmas, we're not gonna hold. We've already shown you off a little bit, Christmas. Look at her. She's over here holding me, looking at Trixie, making fun of her because she gets all the love and Trixie doesn't.
She's like, Dad, do you want to touch my face?
All right. Is that what you wanted, baby? Is that what you wanted, sweetie? See, she's like, I don't mind. You can do it to me all you want to. I don't even care. You can just love me. Anyway, Christmas, get down. People are going to call us weird. They're going to say we're weird. You're being an attention hog, sweetie. Get down. Anyway, we are coming to y'all live on a Sunday afternoon. We're coming to you on StreamYard.
She wants to touch your face.
She does. And don't forget, StreamYard is a really neat platform. No, we're not sponsoring StreamYard, but I like to let you guys know why some comments that we're reading, you're not reading, because we get a compilation of all the platforms and the channels into one place, which is on our StreamYard app. And now you guys are only watching on whatever channel and whatever platform you choose to watch. So if you're watching on Suits to Boots YouTube, you're not seeing what people are posting on Suits to Boots Facebook. You get the idea. So and so also a lot of folks will sometimes get upset that we're ignoring their comment. We're not ignoring a comment. I don't think you understand how fast these things are flying by. They truly are. There's never a stop, if you know what I mean by that. There's never a stop in the comments. And so it would be easier sometimes just to hide them all together so we can talk. But on occasion, one will catch my attention and I'll be able to look at it and try to grab it to look so we can all see.
So I have one other, this is random. People will message me and say, why did you delete my comment? So if you're on YouTube on a live, your comment, all of the comments of while we're live go away. So I'm not deleting. I don't typically go back and delete comments or anything like that. And the other side of things on Facebook, there is a filter where certain words that Facebook has deemed inappropriate will automatically filter out and hide. So I don't typically go back and delete comments.
So I've tried to play around with, they have comment filters on Facebook, YouTube. And I've tried to go by and remove keywords that will automatically hide a comment. If you say something that might be a strong word, hate is just.
They have their own thing. Like, and we don't even get to see all the things that it says to filter out. I do know that if it's a lot of emojis, I know that's one of them.
Yeah. So if you're like emoji heart, yeah, they're gonna just remove those and not let you do those.
But I just wanted to call out. People were really upset with me last week. They're like, "Where did my comment go? You keep deleting my comments." I don't delete your comments.
Oh gosh, no. I think there used to be a way that when you watched YouTube, you could actually see the comments, but now I don't think you can see them anymore. Now, when you watch a YouTube live, if it's already ended, you can't see what people. We're saying during the live, unless there's something that I'm doing wrong. Yeah, I don't know. But nonetheless, we're blessed to have you all, and we're excited to be here with you. Today was a beautiful day. We've had a wonderful start to March. And what's exciting and also scary is that all of our trees here, most of our trees here are already showing lots of foliage. You can see they're behind me. All of those were
just in the last week.
Those were barren like 2 weeks ago. But here's what the scary part of that is. You can see right there behind me. there's one that shows nothing. You see that what I'm talking about?
I know.
And what Jamie and I have noticed is
I'm so hoping it's just a late.
if
it's
we
just late.
if we go, no, that's dead.
I don't know if it's dead.
Look at it. It's dead. People can see that it's dead. When you look at the trees around it and look at that one, knowing that
I
2
don't
weeks
want it to be
ago,
dead.
I know we don't want it to be dead.
I'm just
but
gonna give it more time.
You just give it, we can give it all the time you want. But when the limbs start falling out, then we know it's time to get it taken down.
Sure.
But no, listen to me. This is what's so scary. We love the fact that the property has a lot of big, pretty trees. And 2 years ago, when we bought the property, man, it was the big trees. Oh, there were in the topography, there were a lot of selling points. But we had that drought that same year we bought the property. We went through our first 98 days with no rain, and which was pretty tough. And so we did lose one tree. It never came back last year. And then now this past summer, we had 128 days with no rain, our second drought in a row. And I kid you not, I am not making this up. I've not walked around to count, but I can guarantee you there's 10 trees out there, big trees,
just couldn't recover.
Big trees that are saying enough is enough. I'm done. I just cannot keep going. And so that scares me. This one behind us might be the only one on the hill here from what I've noticed. But my friends, maybe on a tomorrow video or on a live, we can't do it live because we can't get signal. But I think that we should do a walkabout.
I did it with my fruit trees.
Well, those don't count. Not yet. Those don't count yet.
They counted because we're going to replace them.
Okay. Well, you can't replace some of those that you see behind us.
That's correct.
Because those are homes, y'all. Those are habitats for a lot of living things. And when you lose a tree that big,
that's
and that established, that tree has seen many a moon, many years have gone by, 20, 30 years or so. Jennifer, don't do that. You're so sweet, but do not do that, Jennifer. Jennifer's trying to throw money at me.
Now you're going to take off the red jacket.
Well, what does she want? She gave me $9. What do you think?
She said happy birthday to Lex.
Oh, did she? I couldn't read. Jennifer, I can't read a darn thing. But
thanks, Jennifer.
Okay, Jennifer, I promise that will go directly to Lex they call that V-Bucks. I don't know if you know about V-Bucks. Anyone who does not know about V-Bucks, consider yourself lucky. Kids don't want money anymore. Kids do not want actual cash. They don't. They could care less about cash. What they want are virtual dollars. Now, it's real money off of one of our credit cards, but to them, it goes into their very own Xbox account, and they can buy things. Yet what they're buying are also virtual. There's nothing they can ever hold. Nothing, is it called tangible?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing tangible. They will buy a different outfit for one of their characters.
Yeah, for their electronic character.
Yeah, well, not electronic, but their virtual character. So let me give you a quick example. There's a game called Fortnite that everyone loves to play. It's one of the most popular games around right now. And all of the characters that you play on your Xbox are just virtual characters. They're not real action figures. They're just little characters. Don't make me do it, Doris. That was Doris, right? Doris, don't make me.
Thank you, Doris.
Thank you, but don't make me do it, Doris. Anyway, so then if this is not the most clever thing ever, these video games, not only can you buy a character, they call it a skin, but then you can buy an outfit. You can buy a dress. It's like dressing up a Barbie or dressing up a G.I. Joe. Hold on, they don't stop there. Then you can buy a dance move. Am I lying? You can buy with real money from it's real money from us, but for only 99 V-Bucks, you can buy this dance. And all of a sudden now your character can wear these clothes and have this little dance or whatever the dance move is. And it
doesn't improve your game.
No, it doesn't help your game at all. It just helps you glamorize. What was that thing called, Jamie? When women could always put those things all over and they would call it
bedazzle.
You can bedazzle.
Somebody said, is it like dressing up a goose? No, you get something when you dress up a goose.
When you dress up a goose, you actually get the hold and slide that little dress over the goose's neck. Ask me how I know. Yeah.
And And you had fun. Don't deny it.
I'm not saying it was fun. I'm saying it was different. But you know what was shocking about that? This is going to make me really mad. I feel like I take a lot of pride in making high quality videos. To me, my product means something. I want to produce a really quality product, one that's going to make you laugh or cry. I want you to feel. And if lo and behold, I don't make a gosh darn video of dressing up her geese that are not even real, and if that was not my #1 video of the entire month, what's wrong with you sickos?
I don't know, but they're due.
You're a bunch of sickos.
Change again too.
No, but I'm just saying, you're a bunch of sickos. We have a bunch of sickos that follow our channel. I get out there and I wrestle ostriches. I run for my life against longhorns like Ruby and Danny, who put me.
People want to see the softer side.
No, they want to feel what I feel. I make these slow.
They want to feel the joy in dressing up a goose. It's clear.
I drive up the pasture in slow mo. I put music. I want you to feel. I want you to feel with me. And instead, my #1 video of the entire month of February was dressing up 2 fake geese.
It's time to do it again.
Plastic geese. And I'm thinking, there's something wrong with this world. There is something wrong in this world, y'all. When that is what drives you crazy, to see Lester dressing up 2 plastic geese. And all of the work I put into my editing is all for nothing. Because in those videos, there was no editing. I'm like, well, here's one goose. I'm holding it by its neck. Here's the other one.
And then you showed Frida naked, and which I never do. And you showed her bad eye.
They're plastic geese.
They're
plasticky geese.
Fun. Girls, we're on a live right
You
now.
guys have to learn to take me serious. No one takes me serious anymore, Jamie. And that was like, oh, this is a funny. Oh my God. They probably woke the whole house up. Some of you ladies who communicate with your daughters and your friends down the road, and you'll all watch the channel together. I bet y'all are all just tickled pink sitting there watching this video of Lester dressing up these geese.
You just wish that you had like longhorns to dress up.
Well, yeah, but that would be different because they would be alive. They would be alive.
No, you wish you had like porch longhorns.
No, don't say that, because someone's going to send something. I don't want dress up longhorns. We're not doing that. But
if they made them,
Okay, what I'm trying to say is, I take my job very serious, and it's about time that you guys learn to take me serious, please. Okay. What? That was very hurtful, Jamie. I put out some really good videos last month, and they only want to see a plastic goose being dressed up in camouflage fishing outfit.
You're insulting Frida and Fred.
I'm playing. Oh my gosh. Well, what else you got going on, Jamie?
I've been battling the ants all
Amy.
weekend. Like sincerely battling ants, but the good stuff I think has come in the mail. So more to come on that. The more that I find them and feel like they're gone, the more that there are. It is a horrible discovery, and it has to do with the drought for the past 2 years as to why they're even here. But yeah, what are you looking at?
Well, I was just going to show this wonderful viewer who thinks there's a fire behind us. Isn't that gorgeous? That's not a fire. That is a Texas sunset. I'm trying to show it and us at the same time.
Texas sunset is a hard to beat.
That is a beautiful Texas sunset right there. And you're able to witness that with us as we want to turn our cameras a little bit. If you'll slide over, I'll slide with you. No one wants to see me. I should probably put a couple of your plastic geese right over here, and everyone would be so happy.
No, they only want to see it if you're going to dress them up.
Throw a couple of geese on there and just watch the views. Just watch how fast everyone starts watching our videos again.
The thing is, though, they like the plastic ones, not the real life ones.
I don't blame you. I prefer the plastic ones over the real life ones. I spent time with real life geese today, and and pigs. Yeah, I was at a sanctuary and had a really nice visit. I'm very happy to say. Now, listen, there'll be a video about this. Obviously, we video everything, But the weekends are our days to take care of the sanctuary. We try to give Ellie and Megan some time off. Jamie went yesterday. I went today. We had to divide and conquer, even though you can't give Ellie and Megan time off right now because they're in full-time mommy mode, both of them. Oh, and this is the cutest thing. You didn't see it yet, but Ellie, this is how clever my son is. So Lex is having spring break with us, and he's with my mom and dad yesterday and today. He'll come with me tomorrow for the week. But now that's not court. That's just me allowing mom and dad to have time with Lex. But the funny thing is, Lex went over to Ellie's, and Ellie put Lex to feeding the baby goats. And there's 3 baby goats, and Lex has bottle fed, but never 3 at a time. So it was the cutest thing watching Lex, who's a 12-year-old, trying to figure out how in the world does he hold 3 bottles for 3 very aggressively
Oh, so he's in a like now video, so people can see his haircut in the
yes.
video?
Oh, he's so handsome. He did. Yesterday, Jamie met Maria, that's Lex's mom, at the haircut salon. Lex got his haircut, and he came out looking like a whole new person.
He wanted it to be a surprise for me, so he actually wore his hood all the way back to Plum Grove. And when we got there, and I was like, "Can I see it now? Like, is it going to be a secret even until Monday?" And he took off his hood, and I was like, "Oh, he looks like a totally different kid. He looks like a young man.
He's growing up
versus a
so
kid."
fast."
And it was his idea. He Googled it and told the stylist what he wanted. He told me that, and then he told me, he goes, "It's so close to what I wanted that in 10 days it's going to be perfect." So he said by next Sunday, that's his calculation. By the time that he has to go back to school on Monday, it should be exactly what he saw in the picture. So
No,
hilarious.
When I saw him today and we spent some time, it was just crazy. I'm like, "Who's that? Who's that over there?" And he was like embarrassed. And I'm like, "Well, who are you?" Like, I'm Lester. I was playing with him, obviously, but it makes him look so much older, like 5 years older, like he's a high school or at least a older middle school aged kid. And then we both admit that he's grown a lot over the last couple of months. He's just shot up.
There aren't any pants here that will fit him. No, I mean, there are sweatpants, obviously, which I thank God they wear them a little bit shorter nowadays. But thank God it's summer, because shorts like are where it's at for him. He's a beanpole. Like he's a tall, skinny, reminds me a lot of Xander. In his lankiness, and there's nothing negative about it. He's growing.
It happens, y'all.
His feet are giant. They're bigger than mine. Like last summer, we could share shoes, and now Stella.
She is. Oh my gosh. She thinks it's the funniest thing.
She just like was hiding underneath that spider plant, like it was her job.
We got
anyway, so Lex is growing up big time and finding his own style and being able to vocalize and be able to tell what he wants versus just not caring or anything like that. And he has a very unique sense of style. And I love, this is so weird. I love to talk about that with him. I love to be able to say, well, is this something you would wear? Is this something you would wear? Because it's one of the things that we connect on. Shoes and clothes. I know, shocker.
Jackie says his voice is changing too. It is. Yeah, he's absolutely maturing.
'Tis the season of change for Lex. Did you tell the story about how we went to that restaurant with Jalen last year? Have you ever told that?
Oh, no. Funny story. Go ahead.
So my niece Jalen is
same
exact age as Lex. I think they're a couple months apart. So she's 12, Lex is 12. Jalen is taller than I am and was last summer when she was here. And we went to a restaurant down in Galveston, a nice restaurant. And it was Jalen and her mom, me, Lester, and Lex. And we walk in, and the what do you call it, maitre d'?
Yeah.
Sits us down and grabs 4 adult menus and 1 kids menu.
And he gives Lex the kid menu and gives Jalen the adult menu. And Lex is looking around like he's so embarrassed because they're the same age. They were both, at that point, 11 years old.
Yeah.
And he gave Lex a little kid menu and gave Jalen an adult menu.
And we were giggling over it. Like, Lex was embarrassed, but he handled it like a champ. but Jalen, I think, was equally embarrassed because, like,
She wanted the kid menu.
she wanted the kid menu. By the way, they both ordered chicken strips at the seafood restaurant off the kid menu, but it was just hilarious because of how much faster girls mature physically than the boys. Okay, let's be honest. Girls mature faster than boys all around. But it was just hilarious because here's these two shy kids, both of them very shy, very quiet kids. And we could read their faces. And as the adults, we are giggling hysterically about what's going on. And neither one of them want to even talk about it, but you can just read them like a book. And now I know that it would be different. Like both of them appear to be.
Now they both look like young adults. You would have to go in there and say, they would say, how many kids? Like, no kids here. We're all adults here. Because they look to be adults now.
Yeah.
But how crazy that Lex has just done that just overnight.
Oh, it was so fast. It's since Christmas.
Yeah.
Like it's been the first quarter of the year where these big changes are happening to him. Because the shoes and clothes I bought him for Christmas are gonna have to go to Connor.
Yeah.
Because but the bad part is like Connor is like half as tall as Lex is.
Yeah, we are a hand-me-down family. That is for sure. We've all hand-me-downs, and no one in our family is too good for hand-me-downs. We've all been there and done it, and then once we are all the way done, then they'll go to the church. And we don't throw stuff like that away. So
no, never.
Stella, poor baby. I'm so sorry, Jamie, but she is hiding in your roses. That what you see over there is her tail, and she's so happy to be hiding amongst all of your flowers. Should I go get a spanky stick at her, or just leave her alone? I want you. I'm not laughing, y'all. I am not laughing. I'm very upset with Stella right now. But the thing is, if I scream, she can't hear me anyway.
Well, she can't. Know why?
She can't hear a darn thing.
I don't know why she's doing it.
Well, Jamie, you don't know her, but there has to be a reason. But oh, you love them, man. You love them, but sometimes they can get on to your nerves so bad. Everything is going good for us, y'all. Thank you so much. We are in a really neat time of year where everything is green. Jamie's been, like she said, out here working in her garden and her greenhouse, and not only the raised bed garden, but the in-ground garden and the flower garden right here. I see, and you can't see this, but there's actually things all around me. I'm looking around me. There are green stalks and other plants, and everywhere you look, there's things to go in the ground.
What's crazy is I was telling Lester earlier as I was getting ready.
Please don't say that you asked me for help and I refused to help you.
No, I was saying that just right at 2 years ago, before this, 2 years and before, I would have never spent a single second doing what I spent the entire weekend doing this weekend and every day. I would not have planted a thing or watered a thing or even thought twice about it because I could kill everything at that point in time. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden.
Isn't it crazy how, as you know, I'm not saying as we get older, but things happen in your life and they do kind of change the direction of your life. Maybe people that you meet or different circumstances, you know.
It started with this being here.
The above raised bed garden.
Just the U-shaped garden was here. Now, you had always had a thing for pretty landscaping and plants back in Plum Grove and would make sure that we had a, you know, just like, I would say extensive trees was more along the lines of your thing. And I could walk by those and kill those. And then we bought this property and it had this, and we were contemplating taking it down. And I think that you said, I think you should try to grow something. And then you told me to plant on Good Friday. So we flew my mom down because I was really clueless. And now I'm a full-blown addict. Like, I probably have a problem. Like,
I wasn't going to say it, but isn't it funny how if you think about it, it's kind of like you connecting the dots. You can never look into your future and connect dots. You can never project your future and expect how the dots are all going to connect. But what you can do, and everyone can do this, not just us, but all of us can look back at your past and realize how certain dots had to align to create the person that you are, or the situation that you're in, or the good and bad, I think, good and bad. But, you know, you talk about connecting dots. It's kind of like and I don't mean to bring the tone or the mood of the of the live down. But if you could go back as far as Hurricane Harvey and thinking back to who I was before the hurricane, and then looking at what I do now after the hurricane, 6, 7 years later, the hurricane flood in my case, and realizing that along the way were little dots, if you will. And you can go back and you can connect all of those dots and realize how all of those things had to have fallen and aligned into place to bring us to where we're at today. Not only you and I being here together, but the property, the Longhorn Lesters, the animals that we have here at our feet and all around us, your love of gardening, planting, and the fact that you can grow stuff. And I mean, it's just really neat. The family that you've all had a chance to meet because of social media, and all of those little dots had to align for that to happen. And if one little dot had been out of place, one little, and I call them dots.
Well, I
It's
think
not a dot.
It's not
It's
that,
a,
but it's a moment or a situation, you know. But I think you're right. I've always felt like things in my life prepared me for what was next, and I've told you that before. Of like, I lost a job that I gave my whole life to, and really thought that that was the end of everything for me, and it led me to the company I work for now, which oddly led me to you because of having to fly to Houston. And you know, there's so many things that I've learned in, whether it be in jobs or in relationships, that I guess are dots that have connected to what the future is.
yeah.
And it's a wild thing to look back at. And maybe it's a
Well, there's
we're
no
getting older and reflecting a lot more. And
people, the thing is, you can't sit here today and predict what next
no,
year will look like. But there will come a year from now and we'll reflect back on what happened this year to get us where we are. And does that make any sense to anybody? I don't know if I'm making any sense to anybody at all. I make perfect sense in my head. It makes perfect sense what I'm saying. But it's just I'm sure there's many ways you could look at it. But it's just that I don't know. Dots. Just dots, Jamie. Dots. A lot of dots connected to put us in a really nice place where we're at today, with you, with your flowers and your gardens, and me with the cows and what I'm doing. And just a lot of neat things have happened.
no, it's true, because you didn't own Longhorns before any of that. And to
No.
think about the conversations you've told me about with your dad and how those evolved, and just how you know, like how we got here. It's really neat, really special.
Well, how are we going to segue out of that one?
I see a lot of people talking about your dad being excited about the sanctuary gardens.
Oh, yeah. So Jamie has given away a garden. She's given away a garden.
It's kind of a big deal, actually. I don't know if he plans to fill it or not, but I have some extra things I was going to sneak over there.
Oh, no, you can't take over his garden. If
I was going to give it to him and put him in there because they're surprise things.
So here's the difference between you and my dad as far as your gardening goes. There are things that you will plant and spend hours of your life and you will grow, yet we will never eat a one of them. Don't even lie. Don't even lie. Because to you, the joy is seeing that you grew it, even though neither one of us would ever eat it. My dad will plant thousands of the same thing, the things that he actually eats.
Yeah.
And so my dad is a big cucumber eater.
Yeah.
My dad will raise just hundreds of cucumbers, and he will go every single day to his garden, pick cucumbers. He'll cut them all up, throw some vinegar on them, a lot of pepper and salt, and he'll plop down in front of the TV and with a bowl, I mean a bowl of cucumbers in vinegar. You know about that?
Yeah.
And he'll just eat the heck out of them. And then tomatoes, they'll do fried green tomatoes. They'll do tomatoes in everything. Squash. My mom will make my dad grow squash.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. I knew that your mom ate squash and that she loves turnips. So I had a few of those started that I was going to bring over to add to the garden, is all.
Well, yeah. So that's what I think that we should do. I know you have a big old garden out there right now and you're getting things in the ground. I haven't said a word about what you're planting, but all I'm saying is it would be very nice to be able to walk out, get a couple of cucumbers, following in my dad's footsteps, walk in by about noon every day when I'm done working because of the heat, and cut me up a cucumber, skin it.
You can do that anytime.
So we need vinegar. We don't have any vinegar
We
here.
have vinegar.
No, we have no vinegar. We need vinegar. We need salt and pepper and cucumbers. And that would be great. And then we need cherry tomatoes for my big birds. I won't touch them, but the big birds need the cherry tomatoes. And then my mom would like squash. My mom would make squash. So the way she does it is it's not zucchini squash. It's actual yellow squash. She'd cut it up, leave the skin on it, cut it into small bite sizes, put it with a lot of butter, lots of butter. Man, I don't know how my mom does not have heart disease, because we would just butter the heck out of everything. She would cook it in the microwave in butter, salt and pepper, maybe some garlic salt. And what we would do is eat the squash when it was nice and tender, and then literally drink. We would drink the butter. And how do we not all have heart disease, right? Yes. That's how we would do it.
I have squash.
Memories of my childhood. Memories of my childhood. Oh, don't think that's SCM. My dad would also raise potatoes. Now, potatoes are a dry fruit. You don't have to, or a vegetable. You don't got to water potatoes very much. Potatoes grow underground, huh?
Stella.
Potatoes grow underground.
You know, I have half a thing of potatoes growing out there right now.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But we would take potatoes, skin them, cut them small, also put potatoes in vinegar, or you ready to hear this one over here? V8 juice. V8 juice. Yes, V8, the drink V8. We would take V8 juice, mix some potatoes in that, and we would drink/eat our V8 juice potatoes. That grosses you out? Listen, these are just memories of my childhood. Guys, it's not a green screen behind us. It looks like it is because it's so beautiful. This is really us. This is really us.
I'm so happy your pants didn't fall down there.
They almost did.
I know they almost did.
I'm not wearing a belt.
I know. I saw it.
Who's all saying yucky and gross?
Listen.
Oh, you mean about the V8 juice? Oh,
yeah.
Not my pants.
No.
Okay.
Lester grew up with a very different palate than what I did. I always thought it was a southern
No.
thing.
It was raw potatoes, y'all. Raw, like raw potatoes. We skinned them, but they were raw. What? That was how I grew up.
I know.
Jamie, you can't take.
We cooked our potatoes.
Well,
in every way possible.
No, we also had baked potatoes. Duh. We all had baked potatoes.
Stop it, Trixie.
Or
that hurts, Mom.
We could also have French fried potatoes. My mom would make French fries.
Yeah, we did that.
We had potatoes all the time.
Sliced and fried in a skillet like I make them now
Yep,
with onions.
Yep. Oh yeah, with onions.
Yeah, and twice baked, like mashed. Like potatoes were life. Like my grandparents grew tons of potatoes, and we had a wooden box that was down in the basement, and that's where they stayed all year. And you'd have to, like, when Grandma was cooking dinner, she'd be like, go down and get me 6 potatoes.
There are so many people who are grossed out by me eating raw potatoes. Guys, I'll do it right now. Don't dare me.
There aren't any potatoes here.
Oh, did you just not say you're growing potatoes?
They're in the ground already.
Oh, they're not ready to be harvested.
No, they just got planted a week ago.
Hey, the bottom line is to each his own, y'all. I don't care. I don't judge. That's just what we ate as kids.
All I'm saying is that it was just a different palate than what I grew up with. We never ate rice. You guys ate rice all the time.
All the time, rice.
So, and I like rice, but Lester loves rice. We had potatoes. We had potatoes like at every single meal. Hash browns for breakfast. Like we had potatoes, and you guys had rice.
How about corn? Did y'all eat corn?
Lots of corn. Yeah,
we ate corn too. Usually every Sunday was corn. Now I would never eat corn in front of you because corn is the hardest thing to eat. And I know that you have the little fancy things on the end of it where you can stick those little things in.
I don't need any of that in front of you anymore. I'm over that.
So no, now you take a fork and just scrape the kernels off. No, we used to eat corn.
Corn on the cob was a really special treat for us.
Picture my family though. If you know Uncle Dan, if you know Sister Kim, you know Tina, you know me, Mom and Dad. Picture the 6 of us sitting around the table eating corn on the cob. That would be for all of y'all who put little gross faces on there. Go ahead, gross out. That would probably be a gross out moment. No one would want to be around us on corn on the cob day because we'd put butter. My mom would buy the sticks of margarine, and we would just take a stick and we would just
Rub it.
we would rub that corn and then just
Yeah.
rotate it around. When you were done, you'd have corn all in your teeth, and we didn't even care. We did not even care.
Corn on the cob is one of my most favorite things to eat.
It's so hard to eat, though.
Oh, I don't
Stop
care.
touching me,
I know,
Trixie.
she keeps hurting
No,
me too.
no, no. She wants me to pick her up and hold her, and I don't want to hold her. And she's scratching me in the leg, trying to make me pick her up. So corn on the cob, man, was such a dirty. I mean, you know what I mean.
Oh,
Just
see, I didn't think
hard
that
to
was
eat.
one of the like gross. That one never grossed me out. Like that doesn't gross me out at all.
Oh.
Corn.
No.
Nah.
Well, how neat. Now, what would y'all do with the corn shucks when y'all were done with them? Because we had a use for those also. I'm kidding.
I'm like, what? Because we definitely put ours in the trash.
I'm playing. We ain't that old school. We ain't going back that
Now,
far.
I will say, so my grandparents' farm was a grain farm. You know that, right?
Uh-huh.
And their son also built a house on the property, and they had 2 chickens.
Okay.
So a lot of times leftovers went to those chickens. And that's what I would say corn cobs probably actually went to.
That's true. We always had pigs, and so you never had scraps.
Yeah.
Everything that was not eaten went to the pigs or the chickens.
Yeah.
And if you didn't eat fast enough, you had to eat it with the chickens because they would get it. If my dad didn't mess around. If he said breakfast is ready, then you better come eat your breakfast. And if you don't, you can find out there on the out there with the chickens. I know. Yeah, that's one thing I've not done with my kids. They can wake up at noon if they want to, and I'll still make them breakfast. And my dad and mom were not those kind of parents. If you don't wake up when we all eat, then you ain't eating. Then you are not going to eat that day.
My mom would be like, there's Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, right.
Good luck to you.
I know. Oh, well, that was fun. Jamie, we've talked gardens longer than I think I've ever talked gardens. Who would have thought?
We talked life.
Look how my life has changed and evolved so much. Connecting those dots, y'all. Connecting those dots. Yeah, someone says, Jamie Lynn Gorski says, all different generations. And that is so true. I do think that the cows would eat the corn stalks. No, shucks. What do you call them? Husk. So the corn stalk
is what it grows on.
What's the little leafy things around the corn?
That's
the husk? Okay.
And then there's silk. And did you know that for each kernel of corn, there's a piece of silk?
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
For each kernel, there's a string of silk.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. Now, what we have right now that our birds love, birds being the big ostriches, are the, what is that, kale? Oh my gosh. Guys, we discovered a new favorite treat.
I think they like it more than tomatoes
I do
and
too.
grapes.
I do too. And I know it's more filling, but they love kale, and they'll eat the entire, you break off a branch, if you call it a branch, and they will just take bite after bite after bite, and they'll eat the entire thing and beg for more.
Yeah.
So that's really neat to see that they're finding new things that they like as well.
I didn't plant any more than those 2 because those 2 keep producing, but I think that I probably should.
I think you should too.
Because I think that I think that it's better for them than the tomatoes are too, because it's not so acidic.
Maybe so, but they sure do love them.
I've also been feeding them the cabbage leaves and the Brussels sprouts, and they also really love those, by the way. All those brassicas. It's almost going to be too hot to be able to grow that in a couple months, so we'll have to get it out of the way. So
corn shucks. So someone else calls them shucks also.
But so the husk is the outside, right? Or you shuck. I don't know. What's the cob? That's what I was thinking. The cob.
Yeah, the cob. And the cob's always left over.
Yeah.
However, do you know what else you can do with a cob if you had to? No? Okay. We just won't talk about it then. What? I'm just saying, Jamie, there's a lot of things that people in the old days let nothing go to waste, is all I'm saying. Nothing went to waste.
Okay. Is it naughty or something?
No. It's hygienic. You think I'm making this up, don't you? You think I'm making this up?
Somebody says you can make a pipe out of it.
You could make a pipe out of it.
Really?
That's not hygienic. Someone says, ouch. I think they know what I'm talking about, though. Thank you, Denise. Denise says that those things were used for toilet paper. And that is true. I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine. But yes, you're absolutely right, Denise. Thank you for clearing it up for the whole internet. So I didn't have to. People wipe their butts. Yes. Okay. Hiney wipes, butt wipes. Okay. I think people get it. Back scratchers. Hopefully not in that order, but yes. Corn cob pipes.
I guess I have heard of a corn cob pipe now that I think about it.
Yeah. So the corn cob was the leftover part. They would cut holes in them or like whittle a hole into it, put your tobacco, and then make a small hole where you would light it
Like
and then
with a
smoke
straw?
it. No. To whittle the hole? No, they would just make a hole, like drill a hole into the cob.
Well, now I want you to do it.
Well, we
This
have some
summer?
tobacco.
Yeah, so this summer after my corn grows, because my corn is growing.
We will do that, guys. Whenever we get corn, we will, Jamie and I will take turns showing you all of the uses for corn. I will not do the butt wipe part, okay? I will not. Funny story about that. Funny story about that is, so I haven't talked about this, and I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but I am going to eventually have rotator cuff surgery. I'm going to have to, and I should probably do it on both shoulders. But I told Jamie that would be very unwise. Can't do it on both at the same time. She says do them both at the same time.
I think you should do both
Get
at
it
the same
over
time.
with, and then I'll be done. And I says, Jamie, if I have one arm, I can make it. If I have no arms, I there's nothing I can do.
We can hook up the bidet.
And I was telling her all the things I could not do. Things that you can talk about with your partner, y'all. There's some things that you cannot do if your arms are like, if you have no use of your arms. And so pretty much everything that I cannot do, she said she would help me with. Yeah. Except for one. There's one job she's not doing for me. And I says, well.
Hold on. Hold on. I said that I would do it, but he needed to be aware that it was a thing that was going to have to happen. And what I said was that, number one, that we could hook up the bidet. Number two, that I wouldn't be able to do it without laughing. Sorry.
Not to worry. I have too much pride. Guys, I will do it one at a time. We will not be doing both at the same time. And I do not want to worry y'all. I don't like to talk about things like that because you're very kind. You're very kind and you're very loving. And just know that is in my near future. It has to happen because I keep re-injuring myself
on both sides
and over and over. And with that scar tissue, the way it is, what happened?
Somebody said plant more corn, Jamie.
Plant more corn, Jamie. Y'all need to stop. We're talking about serious stuff here, y'all. This is very serious what we're talking about.
So here's the thing.
No, I like that one. Y'all leave Lester alone. Thank you.
Here's a lot of people like, don't do both at the same time.
Long bass, Lester.
Don't do both at the same time. Here's my thought on the same time, and this is my rationale. If his recovery is very challenging or painful or puts him out longer than he intends or he's frustrated, he will never make the step to go do the next one because of his experience with the first one. He won't. I know him very well. He'll live with it because he's got one good one at that point in time. So in my thought process around just do both at the same time, yes, it's going to take some help and assistance, and I would never second guess doing any of that for him, the same way that if I needed those things, he would do them for me. But I know him well enough to say that if you get it done, then it's done. And you don't have to mentally prepare for round 2 or plan for round 2 or take double the amount of time for round 2. It's just done. So while there might be some ego and pride things that come into that about personal care, I just know him well enough to say that he'll never get a second one done.
So let me give you an example of how difficult it is with my left arm. So let's act like we're at the drive-thru. I'm in my driver's seat You're at the window. Turn sideways a little bit to me. And so, first of all, we're not that close. I'm in my truck. You're at a drive-through window. Now, hand that drink over to me. My left arm will not go up and extend out to grab that drink. Now, I can make it. I can force it. But if you knew the extreme agony I was in right now from this position, and then I have to also try to give that lady my money. And so what I'm ending up doing is like this in my truck. Like this is very awkward, y'all. This is very awkward.
Well, and
so
it's almost impossible sometimes, and depending upon how those, and the drive-through is like the most minimal side of it.
Yeah.
It's his ability to sleep at night.
I have to pour feed. I have to drive. There's so many things that, listen, I don't think that some people understand. You don't get a day or a week off. You don't. This lifestyle doesn't afford you time off. And so I can work with one arm. I've done that for as long as y'all have known me. I've managed with one knee and with one arm. I've done it. Okay. And I can continue to do it. Is it easy? No. But is it doable? Yes. But I don't know what I would do if I didn't have the use of at least one arm. Because how could I pour a bag of feed? How could I load a bag of feed? How could I do anything? Now, you're right. Maybe it will be over and done, and I'll never look back. I'll always say, thank you, God, I got it taken care of when I did. But I just don't know I don't know how much time I'm looking at not being able to do anything. And that's just, I don't know if I can do that, because I just don't know I can do that.
There's a lot of people that are, there's 50-50 here of just, you probably won't find a doctor to do both at the same time. And then a lot of people are like, yeah, my sister had to have both done and she won't do the second one because of how bad the first one was.
Everyone's saying how much time between 6 and 8 weeks. That's, guys, I don't have 6 to 8 weeks, especially with summer coming on. There's no way. 6 to 8 weeks. There's no way. So as much as that, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But how do we even get talking about that? Oh, about the corn cobs. Yeah. Don't worry, y'all. I will never stoop to where I'm that. If that ever happens, I'm just going to walk down to the river and say my goodbyes, and I'll never have to deal with any of that again, okay? We ain't going to have Jamie cleaning me down there. I promise y'all that.
They'll have a nice bath and a fabulous bidet is what you would have.
Oh, my Lord. Well, listen, I think that we can go ahead and get off this live. We got to our hour. We are, anything else you want to talk about that as far as like big news or anything?
There's some big things happening this week. The dentist for the horses will be here on Wednesday. So that starts at 7 a.m.
Are we both concur? Do we both concur we're going to cancel our appointment with Ruby on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Guys, I know that you haven't seen it the way we've seen it, but Jamie and I both concur
Ruby's fine.
That we've both looked at it. And for 2 days now, Ruby's eye has looked fine. It's weird because 3 days ago, it was draining like crazy. Yet yesterday and today, her eye looks fabulous. Yeah. She's out and about. She's eating. She's grazing. If you watch this morning's live video, she was fine. And I know that it's kind of, you can see all the adhesive.
Glue is what a lot of people are seeing, yeah.
And that looks a little bit weird. Plus, she has that black paint on her nose where she touched the fence when it was still wet.
I'm going to bring your beard trimmer out there and fix her face.
But we're going to go ahead and hold off on Ruby and her vet visit. I'm going to call them tomorrow and cancel that because I don't think that she needs it. I think that whatever they gave us worked. Yeah. And you know what's kind of crazy? Listen to this. The patch said, leave it for 7 days. I took it off in 5 days because it was like coming off. 7 days, it was gone.
Yeah.
So maybe they know more about the science behind it than what I do. But we had made that appointment for Tuesday, and I'm going to go tomorrow morning and cancel it because I don't think she needs to go. And I'm going to keep an eye on her. I don't want to see Ruby, having eye issues. But if
she looked great last night and this morning. So.
Yeah. And besides that, all the animals are here doing fine. Rita is a firecracker. She tried to pee on me. However, I'm finding out now it may not have been pee after all.
Well, it is urine. but her purpose for doing it isn't just to pee on you.
If that's what you want to call it. That's not what I've been reading in the comments. But nonetheless, Rita loves me. I'll just say she loves me. And it's been interesting having Rita right here every day because there are things that I'm having to do with Rita that I would have normally not done because she was at the sanctuary. And now that Rita's here and sometimes Jamie's not able to do stuff, I'm doing it. So we're going to bond one way or the other. We're going to bond. Cynthia says she's in heat, and she is in heat.
She is in heat.
Oh Lord, if she is.
Yesterday Rita scared the crap out of me, and you'll see that video tomorrow morning. Legitimately made me jump out of the car because she scared me so bad. So that comes out tomorrow.
We sprayed little Gary. We're going to wait and see the results on that. But little Gary is not, that's not a vet issue for little Gary. That's just a rashy thing. But we sprayed him yesterday. I'll try to see tomorrow how it looks. Go ahead.
No, it's all good.
You're talking about Rita. I just jumped in before I forgot.
No, it's okay. I was just saying that tomorrow there's a video coming out of her and
Rita.
Yeah, because she scared the crap out of me yesterday. So that is up at 6 a.m.
Someone says, please talk to Rita in Spanish. My friends, listen. Rita. Okay. Say this.
Rita speaks horse right now.
Rita speaks horse, okay? Rita speaks horse the same way the dogs speak dog. And yeah.
Yeah, right now, Rita's in heat, and Rita's body is hormonal. That's a bit like her hormones are young and wild, and she has lost her mind apparently every 21 days, which is super fun. So we'll see.
I thought that was some kind of a rant, but it's just someone giving me advice on my shoulders. Thank you for those who are supporting me with Rita. I am trying. I will say this. I am trying. And so you can't get a horse fixed, y'all. You don't get females fixed, do you? That's something that you can do with some females species, but not horses, not goats. You can fix a female dog.
But the male horses are gelded, so there's no babies.
Our males are gelded, so we're not having any babies.
And people that have mares, like I have a product that just came in. It's called Mare Magic, and it's to balance out her hormones a little bit better, to make her less crazy. It's raspberry leaves, and apparently that works for human women too. But it's like a teenage girl, basically. So she goes through every bit of emotion, and people that have mares, like, know what to expect. We were at the rodeo the other night, and the couple that was sitting next to us, I had asked about, are most of the horses in the rodeo mares?
That cowboy told you to keep your distance. He never messes with mares. Mares are like women. They can be very feisty.
That's what he said. He goes, most of those are probably geldings. He goes, when you have a mare and they're young, he goes, they're so unpredictable that people don't trust them in scenarios like this. And whether that's true or not, just his opinion, like, it kind of reaffirmed what we feel here. Is like, there are good days and bad days with Rita and Storm too. And their cycles are synced up just like any good group of women would be. And it's very interesting.
Vicky Edwards says, take her and get her bred. Now, listen. Jamie's saying no, but soon. Y'all know how much I love babies.
But too soon.
Oh my gosh. We saw some babies.
She is not ready to be a mama.
We saw babies, horses, colts at colts, right? Or what do they call babies, or colts or fillies or whatever, just babies. We saw baby horses at the rodeo, and they were so darn cute, y'all. And you think that it's cute seeing a cow or a goat when they find their legs. You ought to see these little horses find their legs.
Yeah, neither of these two horses are ready for babies. They're too young.
No, we don't want to do that. We need to be very careful with our pastures also. Yeah. We don't know what this summer holds. Right now, we have our fingers crossed that our grass holds out. And as right now, our grass looks amazing at all three properties. And so we got our fingers crossed. We're saying our prayers and we're doing everything that we can to keep our grass for as long as we can, because you all been around with us long enough to know what stress we went through the last 2 summers when things start getting dry, and you just don't know what the weather holds. So we're going to hold off on any babies if we can. We got some more cows that are going to birth at some point, but we're going to try to manage that. Managing our goats, we got to get Mr. Finn over here taken care of. And now don't forget though that all of our nannies did sneak out to the neighbors. Y'all all saw that video. And so even though we didn't want to have any more goat babies, we're going to end up with some at some point, but we will love them. By the way, have y'all seen how great Uncle Dan is doing with his goats?
Oh my God.
Tilly's babies. Everybody in that family has fallen in love with those little goats.
And they take turns on caring for them. And I love to capture Jake and Liz out there, Bree, Carter, Cash, of course, Dan and Lou. Like, I really feel like everybody has
Here's the thing, though.
fallen in love with them.
You've known my brother, we call him Uncle Dan, for 6 years. Have you ever heard Dan giggle until he's gotten these goats?
No.
No one. If any of y'all follow Uncle Dan's channel, Daniel Morrow Outdoors, you've never heard a man giggle until you've heard Daniel giggle.
Seeing him giggle was that it was like a 20-minute video, and all he was doing is sitting there watching the goats, and I found that to be like the most endearing thing that I've ever seen.
Because he's giggling, so I'm giggling. I'm sitting there giggling at my brother giggling, and I'm like, "What's wrong with me?"
Because it was so genuine. I loved it, and the fact that I think Lou looks forward to getting home to bottle feed them. I think that
Carter, Cash, Bree, Jake, Lissa, they're all taking turns. Those babies are so spoiled. Brinley. Oh my gosh.
I saw them up in that tree. You know, he has a tree house for him, right?
Yes.
I saw them up in that tree house having the greatest time of their life. And I just thought, like, how special for them to be able to.
Today, they were on his side-by-side, jumping and playing on his side. And I'm like, oh, Lord, that's the recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
You can't hardly stop it, but we've seen Pebbles, Pebbles broke her leg doing that.
Yes.
But you can't hardly stop them from jumping and climbing on anything. It's like a challenge.
Baby goats are just a joy.
But they are a joy. And so, listen, as much as we had a hard time with that, and as hard of a time as we had convincing you all that was a good move for them, it was a best move, y'all. Those goats are just spoiled rotten, and they're living their best life.
They are.
And then I'm going to say one last thing about that, and you're going to not like to hear this, but Tilly's fine. Tilly, she never looked back, y'all. We love Tilly.
Tilly has become friends with.
Yeah, Finn.
Tilly and Finn. Oddly enough, so Finn and Starla were the escape artists,
the power couple,
and we learned very quickly that it was Starla who was instigating the exit. So Starla went back to the sanctuary because it wasn't safe for her,
and she's doing great over there too.
Yes, very much so. But Finn found, I don't want to call it a love interest in Tilly.
He just they're loners.
But
they're
loners. Both loners, but they will be found like out grazing somewhere else outside of the herd. And I find that really awesome because Tilly was alone. Like, Tilly didn't want to be a goat at all. And then all of a sudden here comes this Finn who's like, hey, you want to hang out? I'll go with you. And now she's up and moving. And I will tell you, Tilly looks the healthiest that she has looked since she got here.
Yeah.
Because they're exercising.
She's happy. She's content. Yeah. She has a partner, and they're doing wonderful. But no, we do want to go ahead and get Finn fixed. We need to. We don't need, even though all of our goats, I'm sure, are pregnant by now because of the neighbor down there. But it is what it is. We love babies. And once again, I'm not concerned with goats and goats babies because we're so blessed here at this property that I do believe that we could run 50 goats and be fine here. We're not going to. We don't want to, but we would be fine. Why are you making that face for? I'm not suggesting that, okay? What?
We're not doing 50 goats.
I know. Listen, I want to say something before we leave. I want to say thank you. I don't know this for a fact because I've not read every comment, obviously. But I do want to say thank you for being so kind to us tonight. I don't think I've ever been able to look over at any given time and read such positive comments. I'm sure at some point there's someone saying something they shouldn't be saying, but for the most part, you're being very kind tonight. I don't know what's got into you all, but I like it. So thank you for that. It means a lot to us.
We said goodbye 15 minutes ago, or we were on our ramp up to goodbye, and we sort of started rambling a little bit.
For every goat, you owe Jamie one chicken. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. We love you guys. Yeah. We love y'all so much. We're blessed to have you. And we will catch you guys on the next video.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish it up strong,
Thank you all
babe.
so much for giving us the greatest gift of all, which is your time. We have great videos coming out and a whole lot of happenings this week. Lex is here for spring break, so I expect fully for him to be getting into some of the Longhorn Lusterish things. And definitely worked really hard this weekend to be able to record some videos for y'all as well. So we hope that you have an incredible and safe Sunday night, that you stay well, and we will catch you on the next video.
Absolutely. We love you guys. Good night.
Good night, y'all.